what has been popularly regarded as the fivefold ministry, the offices of apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, and teacher, with some believing pastor and teacher to be one gift expressed in two parts, making the ministry fourfold, has nonetheless altogether been completely fabricated in an attempt to reconcile what is a historical record and archive of spiritual guidance regarding operations of the Spirit as they were formerly given with what are supposedly operations of the same today that do not reflect or represent their original design or intent. There was indeed a time when ministry gifts of the church were divinely administered by and intimately tied to the inspired authority of Christ himself. This was a time of enlightenment in which doctrinal truth was being newly and authoritatively authored and demonstrated in combination with spiritual gifts that bore witness to its revelation. The very revelation that is the focus of all of Paul's letters to the churches that he wrote to, each of which received in part what later became and now is the whole. And so the assertions that individuals have made since that time to suggest that they are receiving authoritative inspiration directly from God is completely baseless. These things were exclusive to the ministries of the apostles and the churches that they oversaw, being verified by signs and wonders accomplished at their hands. But people are so gung-ho about receiving or operating in a special call to service in ministry that they bypass and overlook doctrine to listen to individuals feeding their lusts for special inspiration apart from foundational instruction. The whole reason why doctrine was outlined and specified so intentionally was to avoid this kind of derailment in the lives of believers that has an all-around destructive effect as far as receptiveness to truth is concerned. But the preventative measure of doctrine has long been outpaced by the error that has caused countless believers to become more and more fascinated with spiritual influences and less governed by doctrinal purposes. And the ones who are incentivizing this are so-called leaders, divorced from the purposes of Christ while claiming to be representatives of his governing authority.